Morning, ladies and gents. Well, morning to me. I don't know what time of day it's going to be that you're going to watch this, but I got a new addition to tell you about in the Castle Customs fleet. We got ourselves a car hauler. So no more excuses. Well, no, I still got lots of excuses, but no more excuses when it comes to dragging one of my cars down to a car show. Anyway, this is not a brand new trailer, but it's new to me. And I'll give you a quick little walk around it and show you kind of what I'm dealing with here. So overall, it's a 21-foot cargo area car hauler trailer. And again, new to me. So you can see here, or at least I think you probably can, she's seen a couple of tight roads and had some branches dragged down her, which is not good for black, right? I actually got a really mean war wound here in the corner that I've been trying to work out with. I don't have any dent pulling tools, but just kind of making my own stuff. I got a whole bunch of gear on the shop floor over there. So it's better than it was, but you know what? It's actually not a terrible thing to have a dent in something that you're buying, because then you don't feel bad when you put another one in it, right? Just get her out of the way. But anyway, yeah, a little bit bigger than probably what I need to haul a Foxbody, but that's all kind of part of the story as well. I mean, this gives me some versatility, right? I do like more than just Fox bodies, so this will give me the ability to haul whatever. It's a 2021, which is pretty cool, right? Got all the LED lights and all that good stuff. But other than that, I mean, she's pretty much the way she would have come off the showroom floor, aside from the wear and tear that I'm about to tend to today. I've actually got a toolbox. So I don't know if I ever talked to you guys about my previous cargo trailer, but it wasn't a car hauler, it was more just a cargo trailer. And anyway, I kind of outfit them so in a pinch you could essentially survive inside, right? You got lights and whatever. So I like to throw like a toolbox on front for the obvious stuff, right? All your hitch accessories. And then I also put a deep cycle 12-volt battery on them, because most of these trailers come with a little tiny battery. See that guy back there? And that is essentially just for this breakaway switch. And this thing actually does have a couple of little lights in it too. I'll give you guys a tour of the inside after. But it does have a couple little lights in it. That battery is completely cooked, I believe, because the inside lights don't work. So therefore, the breakaway hitch isn't doing what it needs to do either. But anyway, we're gonna rectify all that. In this box here, I have a toolbox, right? Checker plate, this whatever, run-of-the-mill toolbox. And I got a whole bunch of gear here, to which, I guess, if and when you guys see me using this stuff, it's a bunch of stuff I got off Amazon, but essentially a polisher, a bunch of polishing pads, some compound. I'm gonna go through and see if I can't bring this old girl back to new standards, or as close to as possible. I think anything's better than what it currently is. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna yard these stickers off it. I'm not a big sticker guy unless they're my own. So pull those off and then jump on the old ladder before it gets too hot out. It's supposed to get like screaming hot today, not a cloud in the bloody sky. And start cutting this thing down, at least get this side done before the sun fully hits it, and see what we're dealing with. Man, that was a lot of real estate to polish. Holy, it's way better. I mean, there's still some junk on here, right? I don't know, this thing was hauled down a bush road for sure that had some tight trees on her, but nonetheless, I can definitely see myself in the reflection now. I could not before. So moving on to the next little stage of upgrades, I've pulled that battery out of that little box. Okay, so that's where that battery used to live, and then inside there's this little like charger thing. I mean, it's like pretty much the size of a lighter. Okay, not very big at all. And that kind of control in a roundabout way like charges the battery, but it also has a wire that jumps over into your breakaway trailer brake system. And so there's no harm in me leaving that in there. I left it in there and just stuffed it back in the box and wired this thing up so that I could run this bigger 12-volt battery in lieu of that little guy. Because that little guy is absolutely dead. It's got like 0.04 volts. And I can't seem to bring it back to life, nor do I really want to, because again, I want to run a bigger battery. Now, the dangerous part about that, and this is a bit of a public service announcement, I guess, is if that battery is not working, you do not have a trailer breakaway system. Now, this is, my apologies for getting really long-winded here, but this truck does not have 12 volts at the 7-pin trailer hitch harness. I don't know why. I think it's something silly where you've got to like put a fuse into the fuse panel in order to get 12 volts back to the 7-pin harness, which would then send 12 volts over through your trailer harness and back to your trailer, and it would charge that little battery. Well, a lot of new vehicles are like this, and that little battery has not been charged for an extended period of time, and now it is completely dead. So therefore, this trailer breakaway system, I don't know if I'm pretty sure everybody knows what those are all about, right? If your trailer comes off your hitch and you're dragging it down the road, this guy gets pulled and it locks up your trailer brakes to try to bring it to some sort of a safe stop. Well, without power going to that system, your trailer brake system is, or your breakaway system is completely null and void. It does not work at all. So this is why we're fixing this. This trailer is going to carry some precious cargo, at least precious to me. And I definitely want to make sure that that system is working. So the public service announcement is, folks, if you got a car hauler or any kind of trailer for that matter, get out there and just chase your way through the wiring and make sure that your breakaway trailer system is working. It's one of those things that you never think about. You're like, oh yeah, just hook the cable to my hitch system and it's there and it's working. They don't all work, okay? Check this out, please, because, well, there could be lives involved in this, right? If you lose a trailer and the brakes don't lock up. So anyway, more on to the project at hand here. So I've ran a couple of leads. They're in some looming here. They come out of, so that box there is kind of a almost like a, there's a bunch of studs in it, right? And you can, all the power comes in off the plug and then runs back into the trailer. I've ran a hot lead and a ground lead into that box, and they're going to come up here and go to my battery, essentially just replacing that goofy little battery that's now dead. Right, so don't mind the mess. Actually, that's coming into the equation here in a little bit. Got the toolbox all mounted, batteries in and mounted. I got her on the charger. I've talked about this before, folks. Don't underestimate the power of a good charge on a new battery, because Lord only knows how long they sit on those shelves. And well, in this case, I don't have an alternator to charge the battery. But even if you do, alternators do not charge batteries as good as a proper charger that stages them up. Hits them hard and then, I guess, stages them down. Hits them hard initially and then brings it back down to a trickle. So brand new battery, for example, and this thing is currently charging it at full clip. All right, so yeah, somewhat proof in the pudding there. Anyway, yeah, turned out pretty good. Used some aluminum stock to kind of build myself a little bit of a cradle to keep that guy in there. Obviously gonna throw all the towing stuff in there and we're good to go. Now we're moving on to the interior. I'll give you guys a quick little tour. Not that there's a whole ton to see, but a lot of things on the go at once here. I'm cleaning up my locks. Winters absolutely beat the piss out of everything in Canada. Well, and I'm sure the northern states too. Talk about all this environmentalism. How about the stuff we put on our roads that absolutely eats metal? In this case, chrome. Like it'll rust chrome, which shouldn't rust. Anyway, here's the new digs, folks. Came with a spare tire, that's always key. Got all the tie-down D-rings and stuff. This is some E-track from my old trailer. It does have the 2 lights, like I mentioned earlier, okay? Hey, and they work now. Beauty. So, whatever. Little LED wall light there. There's a little one here too. D-rings up front. Man door, which is sweet, right? That you can open from the inside out. So if a guy ever gets hung up on the side of the road, you can crash in here and kind of lock yourself in, sleep the night. Does have a roof vent, which is sweet. I got one of those deals coming. I forget what they're called, but you know, you mount them on top so you can drive down the road with the vent open, and or keep all these little critters out of there too. It's also vented top corner here and bottom corner down there. So that's kind of slick. And yeah, the other thing I really liked about this trailer, so it's higher than your, like, the body is higher off the ground than your standard car hauler. So lower wheel wells, right? You don't have to worry about banging your door off of them when you pull in. And this thing's also going to haul like our family side-by-side as well. So we don't have to worry about, you know, getting ourselves out into the bush and dragging the bottom end of this thing too much anyway, right? It's got a little more ground clearance than your standard issue car hauler. Anyway, I am a little worried about this ramp door being as steep as it is. That's kind of, I guess, the good with the bad. More ground clearance equals steeper door transition. But I think I'm going to look at some race ramps to throw under this and kind of extend the deal. All right, guys, that took way longer than I had hoped, but we are officially lit up here. So just got a little switch as you come in the door here, and ta-da! Pretty slick, eh? So just a nice row right down the middle of whatever those things are, 12, 13-inch lights. Each one of them is individually grounded to the beams on the roof, so that worked nicely, and then wired over to the side here and ran down. So yeah, and then I should mention too, this is going to maybe be a little bit of a trial and error, but they're actually magnetic. So worst case scenario, you know, they're only going to go as far as the ground cable will let them, so they might just kind of hang and dangle like this, like so. Don't got to worry about them falling on a car. But anyway, that was kind of slick, so I didn't have to drill into those beams. And yeah, did a couple other things. Got some of this E-track in here, and I got my toolbox or cabinet mounted, garbage can screwed down. I got to start throwing up all my straps and everything. But I'm rambling again. Oh, let's kill the light. I hinted at that unit right there. And for those of you that caught that, I'm sure you're thinking that this thing's probably going in the trailer. However, it's not at the moment, but I am going to use it in current format. I'm going to throw this thing in the hitch of my truck because, get this up. Okay, so this trailer has these little feet at the back, right? And as you can see, this guy's definitely caught something in his travels. So I've tried, you know, getting pry bars and everything in there and nothing's really working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook the winch up to it and I'm going to give this thing a little bump, if you will, to see if I can't bring this thing back into its proper location. So stand by. We're going to do some hillbilly engineering. All right, we're really hillbilly in here, folks. Don't judge me. Safety first, steel toe flip-flops. See how we do. Good grief, that thing must have hit hard. That's about as greasy as I want to get with this thing. Well guys, there's a little behind the scenes for you. Don't judge me. It's late in the day and I was hoping that that would just be a quick little bump and I'd be on my way, but I think I got to call a buddy, get a truck hooked up to the trailer, whatever. Maybe I don't even want to share this with you, just incriminate myself. But yeah, a little bit of trailer talk for you today. I'll once I get this thing all set up, I'll give you some more details on it maybe. Hoping that it's going to be a regular part of the channel in the very near future. Be loading cars into it and getting out to some shows. I'm definitely going to be loading this green car in it and taking it over to Matthew Puzzi, Tech Motion. He's got a YouTube channel. He's my dyno guy, my tuner. This car's going over there once the Kenny Bell's on it. So, and it will be traveling in this black car hauler. So, thanks so much for watching, folks. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope this video finds you well. Take care. Bye for now.